Hi there, Sue Begent here. I'm a sales, marketing and mindset coach, creator of Become Unstoppable, the 12-week intensive program that can take you from frustrated and struggling to make the money that you deserve to getting out of your own way, making a reliable, fulfilling income without sacrificing your life while you do it. My topic today is high ticket programs, packages, coaching, consulting programs. Are they pie in the sky or are they game changers? Well, I think you probably have already realized that I have a high ticket program. So obviously, I'm in the camp that says actually for the right person, they really are a game changer. But I'm going to be covering, well, who is this approach really for? Because it's not for everybody. How it works and why it works for the right type of business. And how for the right person, it can give you your life back while making more money and provide you with the personal time to do the things that really matter to you and achieving a much deeper fulfillment level because your clients are really getting value and loving it while you do it. I work with ambitious service-based solo entrepreneurs who are tired of crawling their way to the income they deserve. If you're working really hard and not reliably hitting that six-figure income mark or more, this could be game-changing for you. While it's an obvious strategy to evaluate if what you do involves a series of steps where you educate and support your clients, this is a really great strategy in that situation. It can also be one where you take your client through a process. Say you're a photographer and say you want to create a high-end package, a once-in-a-lifetime experience. You could put together something that has like maybe a color consultation, a hair and makeup session, personal shopping, or a high-end garment rental even, and then the actual shoot, and then maybe a VIP consultation looking at the actual shots that have come out of the session. So don't think that it's just simply for a coach, for instance, because there are all sorts of businesses that can create this type of program. It's really, but who is this for? Well, I think these types of programs ideally work for somebody who's feeling a bit frustrated and demoralizing because they're not being paid what you're actually worth, and you're quietly dying inside because you're not fulfilling your potential. You're doing what you know you were meant to be doing, but just not anywhere close to the level that you had dreamed of doing it. And you just are simply not charging what you're worth. It's a pattern I see with most of my clients. They are undercharging, they are over-delivering and second-guessing themselves at every turn. And it's not because they aren't smart, awesome, or amazing at what they do, because they are. They're often much more successful or have much more potential than they know. They just haven't allowed themselves to fully see, embrace, or manifest it yet. Often they've been knee-deep in networking, courses, multiple social media platforms, posting 24/7, doing talks, webinars, launches, doing courses till it comes out of their ears, and almost never ending up with a consistent message. You name it, they've tried it. Working hard, getting stuck, really unclear about what's missing, and simply not making the level of income and impact that they know that they're capable. And I see you because I've walked in your shoes. I've got good news for you. So let's start embracing the idea that what you do for your clients is worth so much more than you are charging for it. And yes, there are people who'll pay. Now, this is probably the first thought you're having. I don't know anybody who will pay. People in my community don't have the money for that. Well, here's a couple of thoughts for you. I'm going to talk about the money piece in a moment. But if you put on your own oxygen mask first and actually create a high ticket program and start getting paid properly for what you do, you can then turn around and create programs for people who really can't afford that higher ticket. But if you put your own oxygen mask on first, you don't spend years in that low income cycle before you get to making a decent income. Let me tell you about my client Claire, who trains people to reliably find clients and grow their business on one of the big social media platforms. When she came to me, she was running small group training programs for around $200 to $300 each. and she almost never sold one at full price. Even at that price point, she struggled to recruit 2 to 3 clients each time she ran the course. Plus, there was the whole launch thing. She had this whole thing about launching, about it being a thing, about having to create a landing page, having to write a whole email sequence, having to actually put it all together and make it work, and then get ahead of it enough time so that she had enough time to actually recruit people. It all used to end up at the same place. Really, there may be between 2, maybe 5 people at the outset, and maybe, if she was lucky, $1,000 to show for it. And that's an awful lot of work, seriously underpaid, and she's really, really good at what she does. Now, the people who showed up, who actually did turn up, were awesome, but in their mind, they were simply paying to learn a bit more about a business tool. At that investment level, they really had no skin in the game, and even if some of them actually never even turned up, they paid for the course and never turned up once. Others turned up for some of them, but not all of them. And because it wasn't a high investment, it really wasn't a big deal to them. And not doing the homework wasn't a big deal either. And so, although many of them gave her good reviews because she is great at what she does, it was hard for them to really talk about the transformation that she's really capable of supporting her clients to achieve, because the course was too short, their commitment level was too low, and they just never got to experience the income and the impact that was really possible. So, cue a high ticket course, an in-depth intensive. Clients now with a serious problem, ready to invest in themselves to get a real solution. I need clients in my business. I know that this social media platform, I know my clients are there and I know I can access them, and I want to figure out how, and it matters to me. And in fact, so clients are now seriously investing. They're showing up in a whole new way for themselves. They have a lot riding on this working out for them. Commitment level, totally different. And that's what this is part of the commitment. Now she has a comprehensive, stepwise, high quality group course that is much longer than her previous courses, goes into more depth, takes them through getting onto the platform, finding their clients, getting the discussion going, and then taking them off the social media platform. And now she has real networking clients who are networking prospects who can really turn into clients. So she's taking them through the entire journey, much more than anybody else who's teaching on her platform. So the reason she was able to do that is because she had all of that in her background. More about that in a moment. So comprehensive, stepwise, high quality, vastly different, improved support too. Her people get video trainings, they get a live coaching session with her, and support in between. So very different support level as well. Now, and her starting price is $3,000, which is actually, she's still way undercharging for the value that she's providing. So her prices are going to be going up very soon, but that's where she's starting. So even one of those clients has just tripled her income, and you only have to have a handful more, and now you are at the 6-figure level and growing very fast. She's also using a rolling enrollment approach, which is what I use in my own group program, which means that there is no more launching. There's no more of that big sort of like, oh my goodness, we have to run into the next enrollment. What happens? We don't get anybody. It's not like that. You just are constantly enrolling people. And so somebody might be in week 1 and week 7 in your coaching group, but that's okay because you give them individual time, and then they learn so much from listening to each other, getting coached at different parts of the program. So it's actually a win for everybody, and it totally takes that whole launch stress out of the whole thing. And now let's come back to, where would I find clients? No one will pay that, especially once we get to 5,000, 10,000, 15,000, all of which is totally doable for the right client ready to take that leap. So I hear this from my clients, and then what happens is they discover that actually clients will pay. And it isn't magic. There are a couple of really important elements, and the key is the value of transformation for the right client. One of the other keys is the way you feel about your value. Supporting you to own your real value so you can attract the right clients is a very deliberate part of my coaching program, Become Unstoppable. Right from day one, if we were to work together, I work with you right from that moment, right the way through the course on your mindset to get this piece of you unjammed so that you are actually ready to embrace these clients. It's amazing when you get your mindset sorted out, you suddenly see the path forward and you suddenly see the clients. And by the way, they see you because you show up differently. You see, most of us took on messages about ourselves when we were small, not attracting attention to ourselves lest it trigger difficult to handle emotions like anger or frustration in a parent or a caregiver. We're not talking like terrible parents. It's just as kids internalize this stuff. Subtle messages, maybe criticism, maybe ridicule, maybe feelings around not being good enough. You name it, it leaves us vulnerable to anxiety about being found out, about not being good enough. It's imposter syndrome. Not good enough, not worthy. And that's just to name a few. And you really have to get the right support because they're called hidden blocks for a reason. They're always hidden from us. And so you need the right support along with learning the right strategies and tactics to really get the motor of your business going. And then once you've got the mindset piece really working and you're working on your blocks and you've got some great tools, the other part of it is messaging. This is ideal client work at a whole new level because you need to develop a whole different level of connection and a real ability to communicate the pain that your client is in, which is all about, I need clients, I need, business growth, and I need it now, and I'm prepared to invest because I believe when you put this together for me in the right way, which is what you learn if you work with me, I believe that you can get me there. Great. Part of that belief actually comes from them knowing that you understand them. The better you're able to demonstrate that in the way you write and the way you show up and the way you talk in your business, the more they're going to feel that connection with you. So messaging is absolutely critical. And this is another thing that even if you have skills here, it's really hard to do this without outside help. It's easy for me to look at my clients' work and help them immediately. Working on my own stuff is not so easy, and I also get outside help. So what you're doing is you're creating connection with your ideal client. This also helps them self-identify and get attracted to reaching out to you. Wouldn't that be nice? Instead of you feeling like you have to reach out to them all the time. And so what that leads to is you fully showing up as a badass leader at the one that you're meant to be, delivering the true value that you can bring. And then your clients start getting results. Then it's a whole different story. You realize you get to embody the thing that you knew all along. So once you could really deliver all of the value that your clients really need, they get results, and they do. And you start to feel deeply valued, and you are deeply appreciated by them. You're now serving at your highest level without overwhelm or burnout. And now you're creating monthly revenue, recurring revenue, and you're getting referrals. It's just a whole thing. And the beautiful thing about that when it happens is the doubt, the stress, the overwork and anxiety, they dissipate and go away. So if you have any lingering questions about high ticket programs, reach out to me, Sue Begent at cocreationzone.com or www.cocreationzone.com. You can reach me there, take a look at my website. Let me know your thoughts. Reach out with some comments. if you come and join my Facebook group, Smart Women Who Mean Business, because I do these lives direct in there first, and then sometimes I re-record them, sometimes I just post them as is on my channel on YouTube, and also sometimes I put them on LinkedIn too. So you can find me wherever. Reach out to me, happy to answer any questions you have. And by the way, my next video, I'm going to be covering how to really tell whether the fact that you're spinning your wheels in your business is about a subconscious block or not. It's been a pleasure as always. I look forward to seeing you next time. Bye for now.